Hey boys and girls, today I will review 3rd grade multiplication skills so you can prepare for your 4th grade skills, and I'll have it when I can identify multiplication terms and when to use it, and I have my buddy Connor here to help me. So tonight's video is just going to be a brief review of what you already know about multiplication from past grades to prepare for the rest of the week's videos, which will be about 4th grade multiplication. So we're going to start right off with kind of a pause and solve type deal. I want you to write two answers to this question, or these two questions. What is multiplication and why do we use it? So take a couple moments to write down what is multiplication and why do we use it. Alright, hopefully by this point you have an answer written down. So what is multiplication? Multiplication is just a form of repeated addition, and the reason that we use it is so we can save time and it's a little bit quicker to do. So in this example that I've got here, it says Billy plans to write 65 words for 3 days. How many words will he write in all? Well, we know in all is generally we've been using it as a clue word for addition, so we theoretically could do 65 plus 65 plus 65, add that up, and that will get us an answer. But with multiplication, we realize that it's repeated addition, so we can just do 65 times 3, and that's a little bit easier than having to do that. At this level, what you were working on 3rd grade, when you were having a single digit, it wasn't too bad. But in 4th grade, we'll be doing 3 digits times 2 digits, so you wouldn't want to do 923 plus 923 plus 923, up until you get to 36 times. That would be a lot of addition, so that's why we would use multiplication. So in this example, the 65 times 3, a couple things I want to point out to you. Your 65 and your 3, these are called your factors, which we know factors from when we did fractions. We know the factors are two numbers that make a larger number when you multiply them. And our answer ends up being our product. So your factors are the two numbers that are multiplied, and your product is your answer. So in 3rd grade, I know you might have learned a couple different ways to multiply, but we are going to review just one way here. If you had 65 times 3, you do 3 times 5 is 15, and we know we can only put one digit in each place value, so my 1s goes there, and I'll carry up my 10. I like to put a plus sign because that helps me remember I'm going to have to add that. And then 3 times 6 gives me 18 plus my 1, and that gives me 19. So 65 times 3 is 195. Here is a second pause and solve problem for today. Read this problem, maybe underline some clue words, and then solve it. Alright, hopefully by this point you have gotten yourself prepared. So it says, how many eggs did his flock produce? So first thing, flock is a group of chickens, and produce means make. So they laid 28 eggs, and he had 7 chickens. So those I know are going to be my factors. So I have 28 times 7 equals, and that's going to be my answer. So I've got 28 times 7. 8 times 7. That's actually my favorite multiplication fact because it's 56. 6 goes down. I carry up my groups of 10. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 5 will give me 19. So 196 eggs are how many were created there. So again, these are my factors, and this, my answer, is my product. So sometimes I'll ask you, what's the product of these numbers? That means to multiply. That's going to wrap it up here for our Bring Back to School problem. What I'd like you to do is solve the problem below, 95 times 5, and then I would like you to label your factors and your product, and then write a brief definition of multiplication and why we use it, and I will also throw in a bonus here. Write yourself your own multiplication word problem. So you got a couple tasks to do, including the bonus if you want to challenge yourself, and I know you guys like challenges. And so this wraps it up. The next couple of videos are going to get into some multiplication within 4th grade. So have a wonderful evening, and this is what I'll be looking for in the morning.